guys, so in one of my last videos I asked if you guys would want me to chit chat about some things moms and parents go through, and y'all said yes, so I figured I'd go ahead and start the first chit chatty session with talking about gross mom confessions. I'm not sure these are things all moms do, but I know that I do them. I have some shame about it, but also not really. I don't know. Just adjusting to mom life has been very interesting for me. So before I get started, go ahead and comment down below some of the gross things you feel like you do as a parent, and we'll see if we have some of the same ones, you know? No shame in this video at all. Like I said, being a parent is tough work. So, you know, if certain things fall by the wayside, I don't think you should necessarily be shamed in them, so long as you're not hurting yourself. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. I actually wrote them down this time. I know I'm notorious for wanting to talk about things and not writing them down and just being all over the place, so here we go. So okay, one of the most awkward things I do as a mom is when I'm watching Edison by myself, I pee with the door open a lot of the times, which has led to some funny moments. Edison now likes to flush the toilet while I'm on it. I think he feels like he's changing my diaper. So that's always been like just a funny thing to me, but I realize when you think about it, it's kind of gross, but at the same time, it's like, I need to use the bathroom at times, and I can't just let my, 18-month-old just wander around. That's not going to happen. By the way, y'all, Edison has decided to join us. Do you want to say hi? No, you're just gonna stare. Okay, but my son has joined us, so if you start hearing like a random, what is this? Oh my goodness. Okay, he had like a paper clip in his shirt. But if you start hearing random noises, that is my son. We're keeping it 100% hashtag honest motherhood here today. But anyway, so the next thing I have on my list of gross things moms do is I don't shower every day. Now granted, I think if I worked outside of the house, I would definitely make time to shower every day, because I'm not trying to be like on the public transportation sweating and smelling stink or anything like that. But since I do work from home, since I don't really move a lot when I'm working, and since Edison decides that he really wants to wake up like at 5:30 in the morning, there are, one or two times a week where I don't shower, and oh my gosh, that sounds so gross and so crusty, but it is the honest truth. I am working on being a bit more mindful. I'm practicing mindful mornings and whatnot, but I feel like that is starting to force me to take time for self-care. I really feel like showering is such a great self-care. If anything, it gives me time to myself without, the wandering toddler. And so I am making time for that just because I feel like it is good to get some self-care time. Even if you don't need it, it's good to get that time. But yeah, that's just another gross thing that I feel like happens to not just me, but a lot of other parents. I've heard other parents saying like they've had a hard time figuring out when to take time to like shower for themselves as well. So the next thing on my list, I'm actually glad to say that I've kind of graduated from. I have found a method to make sure I get out of the system. But definitely early on when Edison was, still just a newborn for the most part, there were days where I wouldn't change clothes. I would wear like the same pajamas. Like, I don't know. I think honestly, I wore the same like pajamas from sleeping to the morning to night again, like maybe 3 or 4 days in a row at one point. It was really freaking gross. And I was just so overwhelmed with the new responsibilities of taking care of a new human being. As I've said many times before, having a baby was never a part of my life plan, but God had different plans for me. So there were just points where I was really overwhelmed, so I got in this really gross trend. And since, like I said, I work from home anyway, so it's not like anyone was going to see what I was wearing for the most part. So yeah, I just wore the same clothes over again. And like I said, I don't really perspire much naturally, and so it wasn't like it was stinky or anything like that, but it's still the fact of the same, non-hypoallergenic clothing being on your skin. it's not really a good state of mind, I feel like, or not necessarily the healthiest thing. No shame, but one of the ways that I found to get out of this was, again, start practicing mindfulness. Edison has a lot to say back there. But I would make sure that I would get out of bed at a certain time, that I would make the bed, that I would lay out clothes for the next day so I wouldn't have to think about it in the morning. And the less I had to think about in the morning when I started my day, I just felt the better like habits were being. So yeah, that's the gross thing I did and one of the ways that I got out of it. Okay, so the next thing that I have on my list here is that there may have been a time or two where Edison has dropped his food on the floor and I didn't fight him when he decided he wanted to eat it. Now, I'm going to be honest here, it's never been anything that's been like sticky where dirt can easily stick to it, but you know, the 5-second rule is not, it's made up, like bacteria is still going to get on the food, and I feel so bad at times letting my son eat something off the floor and not fighting him over it, but at the same time I'm like, okay, a little bit of bacteria introduced to his system isn't going to be too bad. It's not going to harm him so long as it's not falling like on actual dirt, or if the floor is really dirty or something like that, then you know I would get worried, but it's never been anything like that. And truthfully, I just don't have the energy to fight Edison on absolutely everything he wants. And so I'm like, I'd rather save my energy to fight him when he's doing something that's really detrimental to his health versus fighting him on something that's absolutely going to do pretty much nothing in the long run. So the last thing I have here doesn't apply to just parents, I think. I think it applies to like just a lot of people who get busy at times. But, you know, my mom brain is real, and there's times where I leave food on the counter that probably should have been put up, and in the morning I'm just like, you know what, I want a quick breakfast, let me just eat this, because I had to go make Edison's breakfast and he is very demanding. I know this is so gross and this could be really bad for you. I know people who've actually gotten really sick from food poisoning this way, and so I am working on reminding myself that it's not worth it. Just throw the pizza away. You really shouldn't be eating pizza for breakfast anyway. And so I haven't really been doing it as of late, but this is something gross that I have done, and I definitely blame it on mom brain because I've definitely done it more since having Edison than before having Edison. So these are my 5 gross things that I do as a parent. I definitely want to hear some of the gross things that you do as a parent as well. I also hope you enjoyed this format. I didn't know if it should do pictures. I just decided to go through with footage of me cleaning our hotel while we were in Chicago since I had it. I was going to do something else with it, but I thought that this might be better. So if you like this, definitely leave it a thumbs up and check out the rest of the Chicago vlog when I have it up. We did get up to some fun things, and I did remember to take out my camera. Also, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!